Welcome back to Trust Detailing COMOSYS 2024 Part 2, and we're picking from where we left. And what we did just to create, clicking the two columns and that, and boom, the trust is created, and we created, and we have the trust in place. So let me just go a little bit deeper into trust detailing COMOSYS. So let me just pick any part of this particular trust here. If I pick on that and press letter M on my keyboard and press Enter on my keyboard, this will bring the editor dialog box, and we'll have a clear in-depth, or we have to have a look in depth on how we can manipulate or customize these trusts. So we have so many tabs here. So every tab has a purpose. So the first tab is just to give you a preview on how the trust, the general arrangement of the trust. We have the distances here. The distance is in between the vertical trusses. So if we feed in the distances there, we'll have to get the actual you have to get the trust will have to reflect the dimensions that you just entered here. So you can see it has been split into two. We have left and right dimensions. So the high chances that the left side can be have a different design or a different arrangement of struts connecting both top and bottom chords. Same applies to on the right side. So the direction here, if I just mouse over here, you can see we have three ways on how you can use this direction. So on the direction here, if I want these struts or inclining this direction, I can maybe decide I want maybe 3 of them or 10 of them times that. If I press shift and I want that to lean on that direction, no, on this direction like that, or if I press that, I'll be able to have 10 struts leaning to that direction. So if I click apply, I'll be able to have something sort of that, but it's not matching our requirement, but just how to use it. Same applies to that. It points this. If I mouse here, you can be able to see. If I just mouse here, you'll be able to see the instruction that shown how you can use that. So this is the direction of how you want the struts to be arranged in both left and right of our truss. So the key point here is just to master how you can manipulate the truss. So let me just undo that, and we get back where we were by pressing letter M and clicking enter and pressing enter, and we'll give it some time to bring the editor dialog box. From there, we'll be able to create some more connections between the column and the truss. So briefly, if I come to parameters here, we have all these details, but I've not touched anything. I've just left it to default setting. I'll come to profile. Maybe you don't want these L-shaped profiles. You can decide to change the profiles from here. You can decide to change that and give it if you need back-to-back angle, if you need a cross angle, you can. That's upon your choice, and you can pick all those for both top and bottom chords. So if I come to types here, we have various types of trusses, and you can pick any of these. So if I come to macro here, once you've created your truss, you can save that draft setting, and you'll apply them or it to various structures that tend to appear similar to whatever we've done. So let's just come back to a figure, and if I zoom out, I'll just give it an OK because I'm satisfied with what I have. So what I just need is just to create a connection between these two. So what we do, I'm going to create a connection between this truss and the column. Let me just turn that around, and I'll come first of all minimize the structural member here and scroll, and I want this because we'll assume this is the beam and this is the column, so we'll go straight to this beam to column connection. So if we scroll here, we don't see anything, any profile that will match this angle shift. So that section will not be able to work for us. So this one will, the one that will work here is just the bracing connection. So if I come to bracings here, if I click on the bracings, I'll pick on the bolted gusset. And if you take a look on the screen here at the bottom, and you can see select main profile or plate. So the column will be our main profile, and I'll pick that. And this will be our secondary member. If I click on that, then right click, I'll be able to have a gusset plate connection here. So you can see it's slightly, it has an extension that will affect the couplet that we intend to create on top here. So what we do, we have some options here. We can either bring it down slightly to create some space for our this particular connection. So what we do is very simple. I'll come here and do that. So I'll select everything by pressing Control A, then enter on the keyboard here. So once I've selected on keyboard, I want to just to shift this struts down slightly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to is not right. What I'm trying to do is not right. If I click enter and I need a selection, I want to select this is not right. Let me just, once I've done so, let me just press Control and isolate the columns. Then from here, I'll be able to just right click and come to spatial copy or spatial move here and pick on linear. So once I'm in linear, I want to shift this down by approximately 1.2 or 100 millimeter. So let me reset that and come to Z axis and prefix my dimension with 100 like that and click move. I'll shift it slightly downward so that it provides a space for connection between the two. So it's somehow there's some slight space that will not be enough when we tend to create a connection. So let me just come back and come to linear and click move. So here again, I'm going to just add a 50 millimeter right there and take it down slightly, and that is okay. So if I come to gusset plate here and pick on the column as the main member and pick on this as secondary member, right click, and we have that in place. So that will not interfere so much with the top end when we create a gusset plate. So we can do the same thing here. If we click on this as the main member and that as the secondary member, and we have that in place. So remember, this plate alone will not be able to sustain the amount of force that will be exerted in here. So what we do, we just select on that gusset plate, I click, press M on my keyboard and press enter. And we want to modify this, add more stiffeners so that it's more rigid. So let's just give it some time and the editor dialog box will come up, and from there we'll be able to add some details to our connection between the column and the top chord. So let me just give it some time right there. And there we are. We have our editor dialog box, and from here I can either define it here, or I can either define it or just use my prefix here, and I can go ahead and add that and click load. And if I click apply, I'll be able to have the settings here. I'll be able to have the stiffeners here. So I'll show you the figures. I'll show you what we have there. So what we have here is that. So to modify this, to add the stiffeners here, I've just unfortunately I've just cancelled that, and let me just take you back. It won't take a lot of time, and this is the process of learning, and learning very important. And let's just give some time again to bring the editor dialog box so that I show you what I intended to show you on how to manipulate this particular connection here. Now for the stiffeners, we have the dialog box in place. If I come to parts here, I activated this. I activated the stiffeners right and left. So I can further go and deactivate them by clicking on that and click apply, and we'll not have them there. So we have also the stiffen on this one end, and if I can just go ahead and click, and we'll have no stiffen on that end. So let me just bring them back because they're very useful in our situation. So I'll go ahead and click apply and give it an OK. So we have them in place. So if I zoom out, you can see that, but we need to apply the same here. So that is how it's done. So I normally don't take a lot of time because minimum we've gone beyond the minimum concentration of human being. We've reached 10 minutes. So I think let's meet on the next 10 minutes. I'll show you how we can create automatic connection, that's it, between the top and bottom code. Between the top and bottom code and the struts inside here. I've showed you briefly on how we can create a connection here, and I hope you can try that in COMOSYS. So let's meet then. Bye bye.